It's episode 45 of the Pat McGann Show. This week, Pat welcomes men's self-improvement influencers Aaron Marino and Antonio Centeno, and as always, Dwayne Kennedy. The Pat McGann Show, as always, is brought to you by TJ Hanley, uncomplicated skincare for men. And now, here's Pat.
Away we go. Episode 45, Let Freedom Ring. It is, we are upon the 250th birthday of our great nation, but that doesn't stop us from getting together. We're working.
Yeah.
I'm here with Dwayne Kennedy. Dwayne, great to see you. Are you fired up for the holiday?
No more or less fired up than I am for the other previous 249. Yeah.
This one seems to be like, I don't know, there's just plenty going on.
Yes.
Without even giving it so much attention, but it feels like maybe
it's particularly
everyone's on their own.
Disastrous.
Yeah, everyone party on your own.
Yeah.
Be safe. Don't blow your fingers off.
Oh, man. Come on. That's the thing. At some point, were you ever a big fireworks guy? Like, throwing fireworks and all that kind of stuff?
No. I was not allowed near them, really. I mean, but I'm laughing because I've told you a lot of stories about, like, my South Side childhood and some of my buddies, and I'm just picturing, daytime, middle of the day, and my buddy, like, shooting a Roman candle at us,
Yeah,
that
man.
would be, like, the extent of you'd be interacting with fireworks.
Yeah.
When people would take them from their house and out, but no, I wasn't blowing stuff off in front of my house.
Yeah, when we were kids, I remember being in really young kids, and we were in I used to go to Michigan a lot, and then we were in Canada. My grandmother had taken us to Canada. She knew people in Canada because they were in Ypsi, Ann Arbor, in that area, which is like 40 miles southwest
Detroit.
of Detroit, which then Detroit is right across the river.
Yeah.
From Canada, basically, like in Windsor, was like almost like a suburb of Detroit. Anyway, I just remember being in Canada, and we had these. She gave us firecrackers. I remember, like, I had my uncle, but he was not that much older than me. We're like cousins, and putting a whole thing of firecrackers in his back pocket and lighting them.
Oh man, how old were you?
I don't know, 9 or 10. I don't know, man. But when you get older, man, it's like, fireworks are horrible, man, to be playing with.
Yeah, and haven't really changed much. Although, are they starting to now? Are the drone shows part of their...
that's a cool new thing.
That is a cool new thing.
Yeah.
Because forever there's been no update, no change. I mean, you look at movies, they're in the Revolution. They're blowing off the same fireworks that we are now. They look at the ones at Comiskey Park. Yeah. They're all the same.
Do you remember this? During the pandemic, 2020, for some reason, I don't know if it was... I think it was everywhere, but I know on the South Side, for some reason, man, the year of 20, when at the point they declared the pandemic was like March, there seemed like an inordinate amount of fireworks. Because, you can hear fireworks all the way up until July 4th. Right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But this was like, man, I mean, like, it was heavy, like every day. I mean, like M80s and just every day, man. It was just something going on. Yeah.
A lot of fireworks, a lot of sirens, too, I remember.
Yeah.
A lot more of...
As a result of the fireworks.
Everyone was just home. Everyone was just blowing stuff up.
That's what it was. I think that's what it was.
That's what people do when they're bored.
You remember,
light something on fire.
Yes. You remember Jason Pierre-Paul? He was a... what do you call it? Edge rusher. At the time, they just called it defensive end for the Giants. And then he went to...
I do remember him, yeah.
And the cat blew off some of his fingers.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I had a guy on my show. I was talking to him, like just interacting with him, and he held his hand up, and it was like, oh, boy. Couple digits missing.
Yeah.
He was Shaka he was like literally missing these 3.
Shit.
I have a clip of it on posted.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. What was the? Oh man, I just remember his name was Brian or something. Anyway, there's something on there.
And he just fireworks.
Yeah,
accident?
he said it was a firework accident.
Oh man.
So that's our message. Be careful.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got big plans.
Yeah. Just leave it to the professionals.
Yeah, right?
Or something.
Yeah, it's going to be hot here. I know there's a heat wave going through the nation.
Right.
Maybe that's going to put a damper on some of the but you can just chill. You can watch, you know what I've been watching?
What?
I got into this World War II. Tom Hanks on the History Channel is doing a World War II. He loves World War II, man.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks.
World War II is his jam.
No one's monetized World War II more than no. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Start a whole.
Yeah.
This guy making money.
Right. Did you ever see Saving Private Ryan?
Oh yeah.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. In my opinion, like I've never two things like The Sopranos. You know, I love The Sopranos. Now, I mean, I've never been in the mafia, whatever. To me, The Sopranos, and I'm sure actual mafia cat could just refute it and dispute what I'm saying. But to me, that seems authentic. A lot of that just seems authentic. The same way with Saving Private Ryan. Never been to war, but when I saw the opening of Saving Private Ryan, I was like, that's how it goes for real.
Oh, no doubt.
You know what I mean?
That was the first time you saw, for me as well, like war being depicted as how brutal it must be.
Yes. Brutal, random, chaotic. You know,
what's the closest to war you think you've ever been?
Well, earlier today I was on 63rd. Nah.
I think I'm gonna say like Friday Late Show.
Right. Friday Late Show. Yeah, I did a gig in Hammond, and woo, you know, I got my pin. Yeah, veteran of the Hammond bar shows. Closest to war.
Well, that was like, you know, I went to Pearl Harbor recently, and that was kind of like right into that World War II thing going on. So I was talking to my buddy about it. I'm like, man, I've been watching this Tom Hanks thing. He's like, dude, that got me back into Band of Brothers.
Oh, that's right.
Do you remember that?
Yeah. Man, that went...
Not a movie about the Temptations, by the way.
right. Or the Isleys.
The Isleys.
Yeah.
It's a documentary about the Commodores.
Did have a band, and they were brothers. Yeah. The Band of Brothers, man, that series went almost as long as World War II, didn't it?
Oh, man, it was long.
Yeah. Everybody's in that series, right? David Schwimmer.
Yes, he is. Yeah. Damian Lewis. That was like his breakout, I think.
Right. Is he Australian? What is he?
I think he is.
Yeah.
He's British or Australian.
Over here taking all the World War II
jobs.
How
about it? What are you doing?
Yeah. Get the hell out of here.
Couldn't find a real American?
Yeah. Go fight your own war. You son of a...
But that is like, I don't know. My daughter was saying they watched some of it in her history class. You know?
My father fought in the Korean War.
Did he really?
Mm-hmm. Marines, brother.
Wow. Oh,
the few, the proud.
Did he talk about it? Did he tell you much?
No. Nothing. Yeah.
Like, ever talk trash? Like, hey, you having fun doing all your little jokes?
He did used to say, yeah. I think one time he was talking to my nephew, trying to use him to try to shape up, and like, we already got one clown in the family.
One clown.
Right. Still doing your little clown act. Oh, boy.
Dude, you say clown. My buddy sent me an article the other day. This girl got arrested. I don't even know if it's true. I didn't fact check it.
No.
But some girl got arrested because her boyfriend broke up with her, I think. So she she hired a clown to slow clap at all of his softball games.
Oh,
he played in like a men's league.
That's crazy. I hope that's true, man.
Right?
You see it?
Just making a mockery, like your men's league.
Oh,
you
man.
think you're still an athlete?
Yeah.
Playing
a clown. The worst blow off I ever got from a woman. I asked her out, and she said she couldn't go out with me because this was like a Tuesday. Hey, you want to go? No, I can't because I got a friend that's graduating from clown college tonight.
Oh man,
everybody knows they don't have clown college graduations on a Tuesday. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Do you think that she was just putting the word clown in there for you to like sift through all this information? The word that sticks out, right. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's subliminal message.
Oh man,
I can't attend.
That's an extra detail that you don't really need.
Yeah, clown, man. Whoa.
Well, good for you for approaching. They say people don't even approach each other anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I guess.
Now it's all like people are not really. They say the young people they're not talking to each other. They're not going out. They're not drinking.
No, they're swiping and
yeah. Go out and have some drinks and watch some soccer to celebrate the 4th of July. Nothing get more American than that. Yeah, we got a. Dude, I wanted to talk about the White Sox. I went to a game the other night. Yeah, I saw Chuck Garfien and Ozzy. I had my kids with me. Mm-hmm. We were going for my guy's birthday, and then we saw. I've had Chuck Garfien on here. Got to say hi to him and Ozzy. Just a great night. They were honoring the '83 team this weekend.
Oh man, they get honored a lot, don't they?
Yeah, every 5 years I think they.
They always bring out the jersey, and that's the
yeah. They didn't wear that this time.
They didn't.
Yeah, I wish they would. Now they're doing like the City Connect, the one with the Bulls and.
Oh yeah, and it's got multiple logos on it or something. What you think about that jersey?
I don't know. It's just like everything's being monetized.
Yeah.
Now I bring up the Bulls. I saw the remembering Stacey King. I don't know if we ever talked about Stacey King on here, man.
Didn't, man.
Dude, that was a big shock to the city, and what a send off for this guy. He really touched a lot of people's lives, and they had a special on last night.
He has such a great personality, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when he was back in his playing days, I didn't know much about him, but then I grew know more about him just as an announcer and how great he was when he was broadcasting for the Derrick Rose teams.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Oh, man, sad.
Too big.
Yeah, too fast, too strong, too good.
He had so many great sayings.
Yeah.
So we got to pour out some hot sauce for Stacey King, man.
Right. Oh, what was the one when he had? Oh, what was the cat? His last name was Watson. He played on the book.
Oh, C.J. Watson.
C.J. Watson. He was like C.J. Watson, like Randy Watson from
Sexual Chocolate.
Yeah, Sexual Chocolate. Yeah, C.J. Watson. Yeah,
love him, man. We're gonna miss Stacey and but anyway, I mentioned my son's birthday. That means it was your birthday, Dwayne Kennedy.
Yeah.
My son Elliot, and we were at lunch. We discovered that you guys have the same birthday.
Yeah, man.
I think you kept your birthday a secret from me in the past.
Yeah, I've kept it a secret from everybody.
You brought it out because he said it was his.
Yeah, I was compelled, man, because he's just such a good guy. And they're like, wait, we got the. That's why you're a good guy. We got the same birthday.
I felt like I cracked a code. I felt like I got more information about you.
Yeah. Then he said, "How old are you, sir?" That's none of your business, kids. You don't worry about that. You don't talk back to elders.
Did you celebrate?
Pat, just another day being alive is a celebration. No, I didn't do anything, man. Not really. I had a bite to eat with a couple of friends, but no, that was it, man. But
sounds like you had a great time.
You know me, brother. Sat, stared at a wall.
You're like, how can I trim this down, give them the least amount of information? I had a bite to eat with some people I'm not going to
disclose to you right now.
Well, I want to wish you a happy birthday, man.
Thanks, man.
I hope it was a great time. You give us so much here in the show, and love that we get to spend this time together because of the show.
Yeah, this is cool, man. This is cool.
So happy birthday to Dwayne Kennedy. All right, let's get this thing moving because we do have, as I like to say, another banger of an episode. We got a lot more in these episodes lately. We're going to be talking to Marcelo Balboa today, World Cup. We're going to check in with Marcelo, and then we have a guest joining us as well. Mm-hmm. Big time influencer in the male, everything male space.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So we're going to walk out of here like a little bit more dude by the end of the day. All right?
With better posture.
Get
Facing
ready.
the day.
All right, buckle up, everyone. Here we go. Let's kick it off with Marcelo Balboa. Hey, guys, quick question. Are you washing your face with the same soap you wash your car with? Do you shower in the driveway, too? It's time to step things up. That's why I like TJ Hanley. It's a super simple skincare system made for guys. Cleanse, moisturize, exfoliate. It's all laid out so you don't have to think about it. Just a few minutes a day, and your skin actually looks better. Head to Teej.com/Pat for 40% off and a free gift. Start taking care of your face like an adult. That's Teej.com/Pat. All right, it's time to check in with our World Cup wizard.
I find myself looking forward to this conversation. Marcelo Balboa joining us again. Man, now we're into it. The tournament seems very real now with the elimination round being upon us. Tell us about these games. What are you seeing? What are you enjoying?
Well, Paraguay busted my bracket, and so did the Netherlands. So, I think we've had two big surprises there with Germany losing to Paraguay, and then not really an upset, but a difficult loss for the Netherlands. I think a lot of people had the Netherlands reaching the final this year. So, the knockout game
Oh, no
started out
kidding.
well
So they
so
were.
far.
Would you say that they were the better team than the Germans? The Netherlands?
No. I just think that the Germans couldn't find a way to put the ball in the back of the net. You know what I mean? And when you go to penalties, it's a crapshoot, and that's what ended up happening. The goalkeeper Hill had a great game, made two saves, then Tog missed the third one, and that's the end of the game. Germany's gone home, and Paraguay, who got spanked, let's be honest, 4-1 by the U.S. in the first game, all of a sudden now is into the next round.
Yeah, pretty insane. I wanted to ask you, as a player, and you've played at the highest level, what is your take on penalty kicks deciding a game of that magnitude?
Well, listen, you can only play for so long before your body and your legs give out, and 120 minutes is about the breaking point for a lot of players. So, yeah, I think that I'm not a big fan, but I think that's really the only way you could really figure out how that game, because you can't keep playing until somebody scores, or you go back to golden goal. When you go into extra time, the first team that scores, it's over, the game's over. So I like penalty kicks. I like the drama. I don't have to take them anymore, so it's great. So you know what I mean.
Did you have a couple in your mind when you were approaching the ball? Like, when do you make your?
No, you have a spot picked. When we played, it's different. You pick a spot and you hit it. Nowadays, you can see the strategic run up by a player. He runs, he slows down, he runs, he slows down, he pauses and see if the goalkeeper leans, and then he can go in either direction. So it's a little bit more sophisticated now.
Do you guys communicate with each other about, hey, I'm going to work the upper right, or I'm going?
No. You walk up, you pick a spot, and you go. That's it. Once you start questioning yourself, then that's where you have that doubt. That's where you mishit it. And once you walk up there, you kind of already see the keeper. You have your spot picked, and you go.
It would be kind of cool with basketball. Instead of overtime, they just pick some players. You go one-on-one 5 times, right? That could be cool if they just tried that in like preseason.
I'm not sure how that would work. I'm not sure.
All right. I always like to talk to you also about some of the stuff that's happened, like on the peripheral, like the other issues that people are talking about. I know climate is one, because these games are scattered all over, and some people are playing in some miserable conditions, and some people. What is your take on the, do you think it's a really huge issue playing in this heat? Should they be taking more breaks, or should they postpone games?
No, listen, I know there's a heat wave coming. So there's already changed our sport from 2 halves to 4 quarters.
The hydration breaks we're talking about?
Yeah, we already have hydration breaks at the 20th minute or the 22nd minute. Right in there, you get a break in the first half and you get a break in the second half. So I think the FIFA is doing that, and I get it. If it's over 90 degrees, I get the hydration break. But let's
think they've been bribed by big water.
Nah, listen, it's not smart water, maybe, but it's not. It's not. Listen, in our sport, there's no such thing as a hydration break unless it's over 90-some degrees where the players need it. But when it gets hotter in the summer here, yeah, I could see the hydration break being important.
Yeah, and the teams are traveling in between these locations as well, right? So, some have further to go than others. Yeah. What are you looking forward to in this next round? Because here we are. We already have some teams eliminated from this round of 32.
Yep.
Japan's out.
Yep.
Germany and Netherlands we already discussed, and South Africa out.
Yeah, it's getting interesting. I think today's game, France-Sweden, will be will be quite interesting. Canada's already through, so
France and Sweden. That sounds like could
I
break
know.
out in a hug.
So
Bench clearing, bench
that's the
clearing hug
interesting. Yes,
fest. Hey,
yes.
you guys take it.
Yeah, no, it'll be an interesting game. Everybody's got the French reaching the final already, so I think this will be a first big step for them to see what.
When you say the final, you're saying not the.
They have them in the final. They have right now. A lot of people have France, Argentina in the final, and the path just got a little easier for France. If they beat Sweden, they get Paraguay. So that's. And everybody was expecting Germany to win, and we'd see France, Germany in the round of 16.
And Paraguay is the Cinderella right now?
Yeah, right now, they are very much the Cinderella story.
Now, the United States, I don't know if it's because we're the greatest country. We have to play two nations. We have to play Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Yes.
Everyone else is playing one country. But, of course, USA, we got to take on, this is the round of 33.
Yes.
So Bosnia and Herzegovina, do they warm up separately? Do they come out? Do they have the same uniforms?
They come out in two different locker rooms. They meet each other on the field and they warm up. No, this is a round of 32, and this will be a good team. They tied Canada. They'll be a good challenge for the U.S.
Do you have a prediction? Would it be a monumental upset if America lost this game?
Yeah, I think. And I don't know if it'd be an upset. This group in the playoffs beat Italy to get into the World Cup. So, but I think that we are not the underdogs. We are the favorites in this game. So, let's hope the boys go out and get the job done.
How would you describe our style of play when you're looking at all these other countries? Would you say our team is a aggressive, physical, or fast and agile?
We're a high pressing team. You know, I mean, we're a team that's very athletic. We're a team that is, we'll just say, very energetic on the field. They'll press and they'll repress. They run all day. The mentality of an American: we're going to fight for 90 minutes. We're going to make the game as difficult as possible for you. So I expect to see that same kind of mentality, tactics against a team like Bosnia.
And when is the United States playing? Are we playing on July? Is it 1st?
July 1st. They will play on Wednesday at San Francisco and Santa Clara Levi Stadium.
And will the next round start on the 4th of July? Is there a chance we could see?
No. We won't play on 4th of July.
Yeah, we won't play on 4th of July. Right?
Yeah, I think the next game, as I'm looking here, would be July between the 4th and the 7th. I think we're the 6th, I believe.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to have, with the 250th anniversary and the 4th of July coming up. It's nice to have the World Cup here. It kind of adds another element. People are fired up, and we do have all these visitors. We talked last time about people that are checking out our country for the first time and sharing how great it is. That's the fun thing. I like that angle for casual fans. Can you also hype up some of these games for the casual fan? Because I find myself getting a lot more into it now that we're in the single elimination situation.
Listen, I'm going to hype up your local MLS team. I'm going to tell you right now, Chicago Fire just ended up buying Lewandowski from Barcelona. So he will be a Chicago Fire in the next week. And if you don't know who he is, look him up. He is a badass. So he is a great signing. Polish international. This is a fantastic signing for the Chicago Fire. But some of the better games that you're going to look at throughout, Portugal, Croatia, Spain, Austria, U.S., Bosnia should be pretty good when you look at some of the other ones. Ivory Coast and Norway, which will play today. England, Congo. Everybody wants to see Cabo Verde. They play Argentina. They're the Cinderella story right now.
There's another one,
Yeah, there's another one. And then Colombia and Ghana would probably be some of the better games you're coming up here in the next 2 to 3 days.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I know you're going to be very busy. How's your life going? Are you really wrapped into it? You fired up?
It's slowing down a little bit, which is nice. Instead of having 6 games, we're having 3 games a day. So it's starting to relax a little bit. I get to go to Chicago tomorrow morning. I leave at 6 o'clock in the morning. We're going to do a watch along in Chicago, so we'll have a blast there with all the fan fests. So we'll have a good time. Then we'll head back.
You got to tell me where that's at. I might swing by. I got to bring you some product.
Yes, please.
I'll bring you some skincare.
Yes, please.
You set up.
I will hook you up and let you know where we're going to be tomorrow.
All right, man. That would be great to meet you in person. I appreciate your time again, Marcelo. I do enjoy talking to you, bud. It's
Anytime,
great to
my friend.
have your expertise. You've added a really nice element, the recurring expert on the show.
I'm trying, my friend. I'm trying to be insightful for you.
That's outstanding stuff, man. All right, Marcelo Balboa, thank you, bud, for joining us, and we'll talk to you next week.
You got it. Thanks, buddy.
When your skin looks better, you feel more confident everywhere you go. At work, out with friends, on a date, or like me, at a big show. That's why I like TJ Hanley. They make skincare simple with a routine that takes about 2 minutes a day. Just wash, exfoliate, moisturize, and you're done. No complicated routines or cluttered bathroom shelves. If you want to look better without overthinking it, try TJ Hanley. Check it out at Tej.com/Pat and get 40% off and a free gift. That's Tej.com/Pat. TJ Hanley. Put your best face forward. All right, really happy to be welcoming in to the show Aaron Marino. Aaron, I'm going to introduce you as like one of the top influencers.
I'll take it.
On everything men's style. You have a wildly popular YouTube channel, Alpha M.
Yep.
How do you define yourself? Like how would you describe?
How do I define myself? I'm a content creator that just kind of got lucky, on the internet, especially, on YouTube. They say you're either first fabulous or you're fucked. And I was just simply first. And so I was, back in 2008, the first guy. I had just gone through a bankruptcy. My fitness center was failing, or it failed at that point. And I was like, what I really like to do is help guys, just kind of dress. And I didn't know much about style, if I'm being honest, but, I learned enough, and I knew more than like my buddies and their uncles. And so it was one of those things where there was a friend of mine at the Weather Channel, Steve, who was a meteorologist, and he always dressed terribly, and he had a date, and he was like, hey, I don't know what to wear. And so I'm like, okay, cool. Like, why don't we go shopping? And, while we're at it, let's, go to this guy that I know to get your hair cut, and your nose hairs are nuts. So let's go handle it. And, so we did. And he went
How was
out.
This guy in television? He was
he wasn't. He's behind the scenes.
Oh, he's behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
But after
You
this,
didn't see the nose hair
exactly
on the forecast?
Nope. So after that, he went back to work, and one of his female coworkers said, hey, Steve, you look amazing. What happened? He's like, oh, I've got this guy who took me shopping. And she's like, well, will he take my husband? And so that was kind of like when the light bulb kind of went off. From the age of 12, all I really wanted to do was own a fitness center. And then when that happened and then it ended up failing, I was like, I don't know what my next kind of move is, but maybe this will be fun. And so I started basically posting, or I should say I had my friend who was my assistant do a website. We started Google advertising back in the day when you could get a click for like 50 cents. I started advertising, and right away I started getting clients from all over the country, these divorce guys that just basically wanted to just look better for dating. And so in 2007, my wife gave me a video camera. I thought it was because she wanted to, film ourselves, getting freaky.
You did.
That was not the case. And so I'm like, I have a big mouth and video camera. So I thought, you know what? I'm starting this like image consulting business.
Have you tried using the camera for that?
No, not even, dude. Exactly. It was big and clunky, but I do have a funny story about that. I'll get to it.
You can borrow our clapper.
Exactly. I used the nanny.
Freaky. Take one.
The nanny cam. No, I'm kidding. And so anyway, I ended up posting a video online back in 2008. And I went shopping at Sears and bought all these like really big oversized jackets because I didn't understand how things were supposed to fit. I thought that because I was able to tie like a Windsor knot, I like knew style, and it looked ridiculous. And that was me in the first like 50 videos. And so I just started posting, and I just kept posting and posting and posting. And this was in 2008 when at the time, YouTube really started in 2006. It was cat videos and me. There was not much going on.
So you are like one of the first people producing or you were the?
I was the first person
person
talking about like grooming style, fitness, that type of stuff. And so,
and you're taking everyone to Sears?
Yeah, well, yeah, or like thrift stores. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and so, like I said, I just kept posting, and it was one of those things where it just started. I was thinking to myself, like, what is something that, if I didn't have like a channel, because I didn't, growing up, I had to figure, I'm 50, and so.
And you're from Philly. You grew up in Philadelphia.
Yep.
Did you grow up using technology?
No.
Cameras?
No.
Anything? No. So
Scared,
this was not intuitive.
Scared of technology. My wife tried to get me to buy a BlackBerry. I'm like, what if I can't figure it out? No, I run from. There's late adopters, early adopters, and then there's like only adopting if you absolutely have to, and they're taking away QWERTY keyboards from your phone. That's me in terms of technology. But yeah, just kind of figured it out and kept doing it. I'm not real great at it, technologically speaking. I still suck, but I just kept doing it, and I just fell in love with it because I think for me, and what I really loved about fitness was helping people. And I didn't know like what success really looked like when I was filing bankruptcy and going through that whole situation. But then I came to realize that, for me, once I started posting content, it was really just about feeling like I mattered or like I was able to help somebody. And so that was, at that point, it's like, this is it. I'm going to do this for the rest of my life because I felt like I was kind of just like valued and like, coming from kind of a bad, family situation, like, having that ability to kind of connect with people, and it was just amazing. And so I kept doing it. And so now, I don't know, it's 19 years since I started. So, and I keep doing it.
And how many subscribers you have at this point? Not to say that this is what measures everything, and I kind of don't love that.
Yeah.
Speaking as someone that only has a handful.
Yeah. It was like,
but
no, it's,
you hate to see but it is an impressive number. How many?
Yeah, it sounds impressive. It's like close to 7 million, but it's funny. It took me.
So like 6 million?
No, yeah, like 6,700,000. But who's counting? 1,000. But who's counting? Yeah, but it's for the first like 5. It took me, I think, 5 or 6 years to get like 1 million, and then the next million came in the next like 8 months. I mean, it was a really slow.
And what did you see was the most that people were connecting with? And was in some ways, could you distill some of this advice or tips you're giving guys?
A lot of it was just basic like grooming stuff. One of my most popular videos, like how to handle butt hair, and how to
Right.
Like how to what? How to get out of your teeth?
Exactly. When you're eating ass. No.
All right.
If you want your salad tossed.
Dwayne needs a breather. I think we all need a breather.
Yeah, somebody give me my Bible, because I'm
So
like
it was
the butt hair.
And then like cutting my own hair. I always did that because, growing up when you don't have any money,
This is like talking to Pryor, and his first bit was about taking a dump. You ever hear him talk about how he got his start? And then his start, his most popular video was butt hair.
Yeah.
Butt hair. And just talking
butt
about...
hair is a gold mine. I don't know if you knew that.
It is. And now, manscaping and all that. It's... so just talking about things that I was comfortable talking about just because I am kind of an open book, and that at the time, now it's a different world just because now you've got 50,000 people talking about the most ridiculous, crazy shit they can think of. For me, it was just, let me just, say things or talk about things that I had questions about, or I think I would want to know if I was, a young guy and I didn't have the resource. And so, or a father or brother or somebody to ask. And that's one of the things that like now I meet a lot of guys that'll be like, oh my God, I used to watch you when I was in high school. And my wife at first was like, well, why don't they still? I'm like, listen, it's an evolution type of thing. It's like, I served the purpose for a time for a lot of young guys as they were growing up. We kind of came up together. I just happened to be an older guy talking about these things, but
hey, you're the guy you're why I wax my crack.
Exactly. You're the guy. Yes, exactly. And so that's how it kind of started. So that allowed me to kind of parlay. One of the big things when you're doing social media is, okay, well, how do I make a living from this? At the time that I started, there was nobody making any money there was no idea that you could ever make money from this platform. Now, it kind of gets a little bit perverted because everybody goes into it knowing I could be a millionaire or I could make a ton of money if, I do or say or I become popular. Back in the day, it was very, very organic. It was very just because I've got something I want to share, I want to say. And so it was very, I want to say pure. It was pure. There wasn't there were a lot of, comedians that were now they're not there anymore because basically YouTube has changed a lot. The platform has gone through a lot of different iterations. You used to be able to say whatever you want. You used to be able to curse. You used to this and that. Now they've become a lot more PC because they're focused on making money through their advertising sponsorships. And so it's become very different. But back in the early day, it was like, all right, well, how am I going to make money from this? And so it ended up being, I tried a few different products. I, came out with the Alpha M style system, which was basically like a DVD system to teach guys how to dress. I was on Shark Tank for that, which was a really cool experience.
Yeah, I want to hear about that experience because you were on Shark Tank a couple times.
Yeah, that
was first time.
Yeah.
You pitched them a
style system. It was physical DVDs. That's how technologically unsavvy I am. At the time, nobody had DVD players. Everybody's like, okay, what do we do with this thing?
They had already been
funny. Yeah, they're like, wait, we don't even this doesn't even work anymore. And so, but I was like, I'm gonna kill it, and I'm gonna make so much money. And I was on Shark Tank, and the night of the Shark Tank, that airing, I was like, you know what? They didn't buy it, they didn't like it, but whatever. I'm going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars because I'm going to be in front of like 10 million people. And I had all these people over my house. I, spent all this money getting my inventory ready. I had all this like extra, like technology and bandwidth. So my website didn't crash. And the first night or the night that it aired, guess how many style systems I sold?
Let me say 3.
What's your guess?
I'll guess 20.
No, you know what? None.
1, you were close.
Okay.
1 style system.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, fuck.
And your website crashed.
And my website didn't crash. Nothing happened. I think like 3 people went.
Man.
But that's all right. You live and learn, and it was a great experience, and I got to go back on again. And
isn't that funny though? Because the perception is, and maybe that's more powerful to people watching it, the perception is like it was bigger than that.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, and that's the thing that everybody thinks. And I think it was true earlier on with Shark Tank. It's such an incredibly popular show and it's done really well. I think earlier on you had a lot more of these, like, you were on Shark Tank, and if it was the right product, the right price, the right demographic, you just went to the moon. Mm-hmm. The Scrub Daddy. I got to meet that guy when I was out there filming, and he's one of the most successful people, but it's got to be the right product. If it's not, then you're literally not going to, it doesn't matter if 9, 10, 20 million people see it. If it doesn't connect with an audience, or it doesn't connect for whatever reason, whether or not it's the cost, the price, you're misaligned with what you're selling and what their need is, you're not going to sell shit. And so I took a big L on that one, but it spins you out a little bit.
Yep. You regrouped. Now you're back on Shark Tank.
Back on Shark Tank.
You got a different product. And you look a little different too. Were you trying to like disguise yourself? Like I'm back.
No,
like
I just
the guy
finally,
at the Costco sample table.
No,
Me again.
No. I didn't look different. I just was more mature.
I thought you were like clean shaven the first time. Were you? Didn't you have more?
Maybe it might have been, but I had a suit that fit better finally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the first time I go to this like this.
You were trying to sell a styling package in a suit that didn't fit.
Oh God, that's what I'm telling you. I didn't know. I was first. And that's the only reason why I was able to capture that market. But yeah, so went on the second time, and
I'm a no. You look like a goof, dude.
Exactly. You're like that suit, and they're all like very stylish, and they're all
Was it the regular cast? Was it Mark Cuban?
Yep. Yeah, it was Mark. It was the first time. It was Mark. It was Barbara. It was Damon. It was Robert. It was Mr. Wonderful. Yeah.
Anyway,
so
now you're back on Shark Tank with Pete and Pedro.
And
what inspired that name?
I grew up on a farm outside of Philadelphia with miniature Sicilian donkeys, and or donkeys as everybody else pronounces it. Yeah. Okay. And so
you grew up with miniature Sicilian donkeys.
Correct. About 35 of them.
What were they used for?
Circus?
No, it was this weird thing that my stepfather and my mom, they would basically sell these like miniature cute donkeys to people in like, you know,
I want one.
nice. Oh, they're amazing.
We need one for the studio.
You need one for the studio. If we get one, I'll be a
Bill Rancic brought his dog. Why couldn't you bring a
miniature
little donkey,
Pedro.
dude?
Yeah.
So I grew up with these donkeys, and so Peter is my father. Pedro kind of represents my mom, and it was just I remember I was on.
How
the
does that represent your mom?
No, just because she was the one that bred these donkeys, not actually breeding them, but you get what I'm saying. And so I remember I was on the Stairmaster and I was trying to think of a name. I'm like, Pete and Pedro, I'll bet the URL's available, and sure enough, it was, and that was that. So.
And that was the next pitch.
That was the next
Shark Tank.
pitch. It was a
hair product.
It was a private label hair product. So I basically I found a lab, I found products that I like, and I put my label on it, and that was an easy way to basically get into a consumable product that I just really loved. And since then it's changed, and now it's more custom, obviously. But at the time it was an easy way. I spent $3,000 and was able to get my full opening inventory. They put my label on the jar, and I got a website, and I was off to the races.
Man, you really do have an entrepreneurial spirit.
I was thinking that, man.
And you had that as a kid too? Were you like the guy
I
having?
wasn't a kid. I was like 40.
No, I'm saying, did you have that as a kid? This entrepreneurial, like, were you the one organizing a lemonade stand
No.
or had a paper route selling stuff?
I was not. I
Doing miniature Sicilian donkey
rides.
shows.
See, I should donkey shows.
Yeah.
Could you ride one of those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Like, would you take it to school?
I would not take it to school. I was
Lock it up
embarrassed
in the
of it.
bike rack?
I didn't let anybody know that I had donkeys. So no, very embarrassing growing up as a 16-year-old.
Now it'd be like, now people would be like,
Now
dude, that's sick.
I'm like, God,
Bro.
if I could just go back, I wouldn't have any friends. I'd just hang out with the donkeys.
Film yourself with them, post that.
Exactly. Even I would crush it on social media if I had donkeys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what are you, your content now? Is it more dialed in, or are you still staying kind of?
Pretty broad. Yeah, it's funny because everything changed when the world shut down for COVID. Everything changed.
Yes.
People's viewing patterns changed, what they're interested in. Nobody was dating, so nobody cared about what they were wearing. It was just,
Right.
And so I saw a big shift in my viewership, and I'm like, what's going on? It's the algorithm. It's
It
not the
shot
algorithm.
up,
It's
right?
no, it went down. The best video, I had my #1 video during that time. As soon as everybody stopped being able to go out, I'm like, I'll bet it's time to revamp my how to cut your own hair at home.
This is when people
video.
are growing out their butt hair.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yeah, and braiding
braiding it,
styling it.
styling it, afro. They had like the whole pick thing. Yeah. So no, and so that it was just very, very different back then. And so people's viewing habits have changed, and my viewership has dropped like drastically. But there was a time where I was very upset about it. I'm like, oh, I felt like a huge failure, because one of the problems with being a content creator or a podcaster or a comedian is, I'd imagine, I'm not funny, so I don't know, but is that like when you get a lot of engagement or you're getting a lot of views, like you feel good, and so much of your self-esteem and your mood is tied to this like arbitrary thing that you have very little control over when you really unpack it. And so for a very long time, I was unhealthy in the amount that I would allow that to affect my day, my mood, my everything.
Man.
And so I actually
I posted a clip earlier today, and I kind of want to see how it's doing right now.
That might kill the mood.
Oh, I'm feeling good.
No, right?
Exactly.
I mean, what a shame. We can't be pulled by that, dictated by that, right?
Right. And so now, because I've kind of had this I was also doing a lot of sponsorships back in the day. Like there was a time where YouTube, I was making like $4 million a year just from video sponsorships.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And so that in turn it's like that was just a huge business. And so I was the first person that I knew of on YouTube that was really taking these sponsorships. And then it was one of those things where I was having a difficult time.
Now, are you hearing from YouTube at this point?
You
At
have
some
no-
time, are they like, "Hey, man, we're noticing that you're."
I was going to ask. Right.
Do you ever meet the people at YouTube? You ever go?
I've met them one time, and no, they don't give a shit. You are just like they've got,
Hundreds of thousands.
Well, I just saw because you were like in the forefront. You were like one
at
of
the
the
time when I was popular, I was, very popular, and I was more engaged and involved. But then the universe shut down, and since then you don't have any interaction with them at all. But yeah, so because I was doing these sponsorships and because I was talking about style, grooming, lifestyle stuff that people wanted to talk about, that's actually how I met Kelly at TJ Hanley and Rob. They were interested in me actually promoting the original version of TJ Hanley, which nobody really knows that there was an original version where they were using other people's products and thought, Kelly, because he comes from a consumer product kind of world and branding, and he was like, hey, I think there's an opportunity for skincare. It's a low-hanging fruit. There aren't that many, people doing it. And so he and Rob came up with this idea, or I guess it was Kelly came up with the idea and invited Rob to join him about, hey, let's sell other people's products, and we'll come up with a few levels of systems and we'll sell them. And so he reached out to my friend Terry, who was running my advertising agency that we started because we were having a difficult time keeping up with all the sponsorship inquiries. And so he said, he's like, hey, he came and he was like, we would like Aaron, because they were having a difficult time getting people to buy their kits. I think they sold like 2 of them. And I think Paula, Kelly's wife, bought one of them, and maybe his mom bought the other. And it was terrible. And Terry's like, listen, they're going to pay $80,000. Get on the phone with them and talk to them. And I'd always wanted to do skincare. And so, I did hair care. I'm like, skincare, I'm telling you, we could crush this. And so we had a call. It was Terry, my business partner in my advertising agency, Rob and Kelly and me. And they said, well, here's our business. And so I said, you don't need to pay me. You need to partner with me and then let me promote it and do what I need to do with my audience. At that time, I had a huge ability to drive traffic, awareness, and sales to whatever I was promoting. It was, 10 years ago. And back in like 2016, that was probably, I would say, like the height of my influence.
These are the years we like to talk about.
These are the years we like to talk about.
Yeah, you have this ability to connect with people, and do you really believe it is just talking directly to them from your own personal stuff?
Yeah, but one of the things that we did is I came to them and I said, what would you think about allowing me to kind of talk about our business on a different YouTube channel and kind of start just inviting guys to follow along on our journey of starting this business. And so I think somebody said no, somebody said yes. I said, well, here's why it's a good idea. Like, let me just talk about the different things. I won't reveal any crazy weird secrets, but inviting people along with our journey. No idea what that was going to lead to, but I started a new YouTube channel called Starting a Business, Building a Brand Vlog, and it was the starting of TJ Hanley. And so we basically every week I would do a talk. I would talk about something that we were dealing with. We would ask the customers for feedback or opinions. Do you like the white packaging or black? Do you like this or do you like that? And day one that we launched, we had 1,000 people that signed up. So we basically went from 0 to 1,000 subscribers literally within a day. And so we were able to very quickly and effectively, based solely on my audience for the first few years, basically grow the business to almost $10 million with nothing more than just my ability to drive traffic. But then everything changes and one of the things that Kelly would say is, eventually you're not going to be effective. And this was back when I was, no, I'll always be effective.
He says that to me all the time.
Yeah. Eventually, Pat, you're not going to be effective.
He said that during the show one time.
I want to ask you though,
yeah,
because I try and talk about it here. I have a great partnership with Kelly, and I use the product.
Yep.
And I want to be so obvious about it when we're on the podcast all the time.
Yep.
But obviously you seem to be using some skincare. You got a routine.
Yep.
What do you say to people when you're talking about the importance of it? And it's guys should be doing that. Just take.
I think I don't necessarily even think now is the conversation about guys should be. I think every guy knows they need to be doing something. At least the people that's going to ever, like our customer base, they all know these are the guys that have routines. These are the guys that take care of themselves. These are the guys that I'm speaking to. These are the guys that I want basically as a TJ Hanley, customer. I also want the guys though that are just, new to skincare or that have never done anything that would really benefit from a anti-aging serum and a little exfoliation once in a while. And so, my dad, I've got guys that, follow me that are in their 70s that are just now starting to take care of themselves, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you are, because I'm a firm believer, and the reason why I really started YouTube and my whole message was just about confidence. And however you get there, whether or not it's shaving your ass or it's wearing a moisturizer or fixing your hair or dressing well, it's just about feeling good about yourself, because a lot of people, this is the thing that is missing. Chemist said from day one, we had this great chemist that we worked with. He said, hey, what are your favorite, products? And let's extract the best ingredients out of your favorite. Let's tweak the formulas to make them better. And one of the questions we asked is, can they be all natural? He goes, well, they can be. But the question you have to ask yourself is, do you want them to be natural or do you want them to be effective? And we said, well, can we kind of have a blend of both? And he said, yeah, we can make it as natural as possible with still having the effectiveness of a very powerful, because technology and lipid technology has come a long way. And I've learned more about things from a skincare perspective and lipids and skin barriers than I ever knew that I would. And, it's amazing.
You mentioned turning 50. And I saw you were posting about you wanted to get in the best shape you could.
50 fucked with me really bad. Can I curse on this?
Yeah, you can curse. Yeah.
It fucked with me.
As you just thought, like, I'm old now, I'm going to be...
Multiple things. It was I felt like my identity changed for some reason. It was very weird. But anyway, back to your question. What were you saying? Yes, I wanted to get in really good shape. But yeah, it was all of it. I'm like, oh my God, like I'm going to die. And I never thought, like, I always would joke like, midlife crisis, if you're just doing what you love and this and that, you're not going to have one. Well, all of a sudden I'm standing there in the Porsche dealership looking at this 911. I'm like, it's happened.
I'm going to buy that Porsche and drive it off a cliff.
My wife was out of town. I was bored. I'm like, let me just go look.
Did you?
Yeah.
You bought it? Oh, good for you. What other midlife crisis things have you done?
That was it. All the blood work and all the stuff that goes along with, I've always been into health, but blood work has always been one of my annual things that I just go do. And this year, it kind of was. It was going in the wrong direction. And so it was like, okay, shit, not only do I want to, lose a little bit of weight, I need to figure out how to not, basically have a stroke in 20 years. I'm a big believer in, if you can look at it, let's look at it, because if you catch something early, you can deal with it and a lot of times fix it. And so when I was, I guess it was 42, I was paranoid just because I believe the actor Chadwick Boseman just passed away. Black Panther. He just passed away from colon cancer. I'm like,
he had it when he was shooting Black Panther and didn't tell anybody.
Correct. Yeah. And I believe James Van Der Beek he passed away from it as well. There's so many people, and colon cancer is one of those things. It is the easiest thing to basically prevent if you just go and get checked. And so I said to my doctor, I was not quite to that age.
While you're down there trimming that.
Right. So I'm big into
putting a camera in there.
I'm an ass man. And so let's so
I'm gonna be over here.
So exactly. Where are you going? So I said to my doctor, I'm like, hey, can we just like is there any reason I shouldn't go get one? She's like, no, like if you want to, you might have to pay out of pocket. I'm like, well, okay, like let's go do that. And so I did, and I had 5 precancerous polyps. And so my wife always tells a story. I had chicken head. I come out from the anesthesia walking like Mr. Burns. They open the car door for me. I go, I just saved my own life. She's like, get in the car. Let's go get something to eat. It's important.
All right.
And you do have your Alpha M channel. I want to plug that.
Yep, sure.
One more time. Anything else you want to plug before?
TJ Hanley, man.
Yeah,
That's
how
why
about
we're
it?
all here.
Exactly.
And
how do you like our studios?
Oh,
the
my
TJ
God.
Hanley
I came
Studios.
here, I'm like,
beautiful or what?
I didn't know where all the money went. Now I see. It's gorgeous. But no, it's amazing. TJ Hanley, For you guys out there watching, listening, just go check them out. We are really working hard to make sure that you look and feel your best, and we do what we can. We're here because of you. We started because of you, and it's something small that you can do that will have a dramatic impact on how you look and how you feel every day, and age gracefully, because at the end of the day, it's not necessarily about turning back the clock, but it's about, looking good for your age. I think we all should try to do that.
I always tell people my goal is to just be the best looking person at my funeral.
Great squad here. I'm lucky to have the team working on the show here. So
they are really,
great people.
Yeah.
Was expecting the same from you.
Yeah.
And really good to meet you, dude. All right, guys. Aaron Marino.
Yeah.
Check out his channel, Alpha M, and I'm sure we'll have you back, dude.
Awesome.
All right,
Thanks
good to see you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks.
TJ Hanley has changed my life. My skin has been amazing.
We're the #1 men's skincare routine in America.
When I got here, they go, we're just waiting for the podcast guest. We know you're here for pictures.
They thought you were a model?
Yeah, you guys, he's glowing. In fact, Nate Bargatze was like, your skin's awesome.
Just like, I look forward to I'm washing my face before I go to sleep.
I think we haven't had any 40-year-olds on the podcast. And I said, I'm 50. And everyone goes, what?
TJ Hanley. It's the way we face the day. All right, it's time to welcome in our next guest. Antonio Centeno is joining us. Antonio, I want to bring you in. You have a lot of titles. You have, first of all, how I first came across Real Men, Real Style.
Yep.
Your YouTube channel. This is your bread and butter. This is your biggest platform. Would you say?
I would say by subscribers. It's one that I've had since 2012. Which in internet years makes it almost like 100 years old.
Yeah.
But yeah, 15 years, when you realize you've been in an industry, it flies by, and you get a lot of, it's interesting running into people that they tell you they grew up watching your content. They were 17. Now this is a 35-year-old man telling you, stuff like that. You're like, okay.
Are they still wearing the clothes from when they were 17? I've been watching you since I was 17. These don't fit anymore.
Most of them, I'm proud to say, they look pretty good. So,
yeah.
I was just in San Francisco with my wife, and we, ran into a gentleman from Germany. You have another guy. Most of the people that told me they watched my channel actually looked pretty good. So I was proud of
you
them.
often get stopped, and people will say, "Hey, man, I watch your stuff."
Yeah, that's what's really cool, I think, about, what we've been able to build up. But it is a very particular clientele. Like, my super fans are 45-year-old men that maybe sometimes have gone through a divorce or a breakup that has caused them to relook at their image and their presentation. But these are great guys, and that's really, I think, if anything, one thing I love about social media, it's allowed me to amplify a lot of good messages, because when people find my content, they come in for the style, maybe how to tie a tie or how to dress a certain way, how to dress for summer or the heat. But what they find is there's a hidden message in there. Not, one, actually, I want men to become better people. And I really espouse core values and things I picked up when I was in the military or just growing up, and my mom raising me with those type of values.
Yeah, I saw that. I was reading that you were a U.S. Marine.
Yes.
Veteran. Awesome. It's incredible. Thank you.
Yeah.
That must be at the core of most of what you do, as you just said. So what are those basic values that are fundamental to you?
Well, any Marine out there or anyone in the Navy, they could spout these off, but honor, courage, and commitment. Those are the three that the military, that those groups push in. But the Army has their own very similar, Air Force, Coasties. But I think anyone growing up, maybe, in a household that maybe is deeply religious, maybe one that, hey, this is just what we stand for, and they've got their own. But for me, I always love those three. And you need to define, because I can say the word honor, but what does the word mean? I always try to take, there was a great movie back in the 90s, Rob Roy. You ever
Which
seen
one?
Rob Roy.
No, I never saw it.
I know
Rob Roy?
it, but I never saw it.
Oh, it's a great, worth a rewatch, a great villain. But he talks about honor is the gift a man gives himself. And it's, simply, it's his code that he lives by. And he doesn't go into too much more than that. But I think a lot of men out there, we live in a world in which it seems like there are people that are just not living by a code or swaying one way or another. So when you meet and you're able to develop that for yourself and know it's something that you live by, I know for me why I was drawn to the Marine Corps. My father had been in the Army. My stepdad had been in the Navy. My grandfather was a merchant Marine. But my brother, older brother, he was an enlisted Marine, and he was in the Persian Gulf War. And I always liked, from the uniforms to simply the Marine Corps' focus in on their values and more on the individual and the warrior, less so much on the tech. I mean, the Air Force is great that way. The Navy, definitely, they've got a system in place. The Army, that is a military unit. The Marine Corps is a religion, and anyone that joins the Marine Corps, I think you get kind of wrapped into it. It was a fun ride. I went in the officer route, so I did OCS, and then I became an officer. But I knew pretty early.
So what does
on,
that mean? You went to officer training?
Officer training. So OCS allows you to skip, like you hear about people going to the academies. Naval Academy, that's where most Marines will go through. And then they branch them off. You either go to the Navy or you go to the men's department. That's the Marine Corps. So I decided
Is it
to
called
go,
the men's department?
That's what they call
it.
Yeah. My father was a Marine, so he always just said that. Like the branches of the Navy and the Marines were. I was in the men's division. Right?
Well, the Department of Defense, and then it's just an inner joke. But that's one thing I loved about the services is, we it's like brothers, especially for men maybe that didn't grow up with brothers. These are guys that you go through. I don't know what I can say on this, but it's a pretty shitty experience, a lot of it. That being said, Southern California. That was where I was based out of, most Pendleton. But we were deployed to Iraq.
Marines.
Yep, Hollywood Marines. And so, even in the Marine Corps, you make fun of each other. But I think the shared experience, whether you're in the Marine Corps, the Army, or the Navy, or the Air Force, is being away from people that you love, putting yourself in danger, trying to stand up for something that, again, you get into this not because it's going to pay you money. In fact, one of the tragedies, I think, of the U.S. military is entry-level enlisted. A lot of these guys they basically could qualify for food stamps based off of how much they earn. So it's
are people talking about that? Are there bills being pushed around that are like, hey, we need to increase the pay?
No, because we're too busy starting wars that we probably don't need to be into and spending money needlessly in areas like that.
Oh, you've seen that too?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
I want to ask you about that because I'm sure you stay very connected. Once a Marine, always a Marine.
To a degree, and being outside of it, you have a different view. And even in the Marine Corps, there's many supporters, I think, of both sides. But I think that one thing about active duty military is they really don't talk about that because they realize, hey, that's what we signed up for. I didn't sign up to get paid well. I signed up to, you have this idealistic belief, and then you get in there and you see the reality. But what keeps you around is, the companionship, the brotherhood, the relationships you have with the men and women that you served with. At the time when I was back in the late 90s, early 2000s, the Marine Corps was pretty much combat arms were mostly men. And I was with 3rd Battalion 1st Marines out of Pendleton. So specifically, it was an infantry unit. Got deployed a couple times. And then I stayed in for 5 years because I was stop-lost for the war in Iraq.
Oh, wow. All right, this is a random question. We're going to just kind of take a turn. While you were enlisted, while you were serving, did any comics come to your base? Any entertainers?
None that I remember.
Have you entertained the troops, Dwayne?
No, I never did that.
But the USO has a long history of like flying people over. It was oftentimes, and one of the things just for security and, it's, so as an officer, one of the things, there was a guy named Simon Sinek who wrote a book about this, officers eat last, but this was the thing. It was always, if you have tickets to an event like that, you do not take that as an officer. You sit back, you let the enlisted men. And that's one thing I loved about the Marine Corps is that everything was about supporting the 18 to 19 to 20-year-old, because that's how old these young men are that are at the tip of the spear. These are the guys that are on the ground making decisions which could end up on the news. And the job of a pilot, the job of an officer is to support that young Marine who's there having to make the tough decision on the ground and lead the way. So that's one thing I loved about it. I did take overall a good impression. I definitely would like to see Marines and sailors and anyone get paid more in the service. But the reality is, I think they realize their job is to fight and win wars, not to be asking for more pay.
Yeah, but certain things the veterans should have, regardless. No veteran should be homeless, hungry,
and that's
none of them.
And that's, I think, the distinction is that veterans, now that we're out, we can say things, we can advocate,
Right.
And that we should be able to, call BS when we see, hey, there should be better, take care of those guys. But when you're under the code of Uniform Code of Military Justice. So you have a legal system that applies to you that doesn't apply to the average civilian. Because if you say something that's disparaging about a higher up officer, I can go to the brig for that. I can go to jail for that. But no, the Navy is pretty good. And personally, I mean, hopefully my wife doesn't watch this, but I will say when you put on that uniform, you can take an average guy. I always viewed myself, like a 6, maybe, I was decent shape, maybe at the height, maybe a 6.5. But you put on a Marine Corps uniform, they're just falling from the sky. It was it was like shooting fish in a barrel. And I don't know what it was, but all of a sudden you feel like a 10. And you may not be a 10, but you have the confidence of a 10. And you usually have other guys in the same uniform around you. I remember one guy, and nobody knows what the medals or what they stand for. This guy he had Lavoti. He had jumped out of, he had the nice, basically he had jump wings. But he had convinced a girl, which I think he married her, that he was an astronaut. And, it's just like, and
oh boy.
Yes. But things that happen in Montana stay in Montana. So we'll just, but yeah, Montana has a reserve unit that is recon. So he was able to,
In Montana, they're falling for anything. I'm an astronaut.
I think he married her.
Yeah. I think so.
So she knows now.
I was gonna say, at what point did he break it to her?
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you.
Honestly, I'm not.
That's
sure
a good
he has
one.
Yet, so it's like he just disappears.
I knew a guy who used to tell girls he trained penguins at the zoo.
Somebody's got to do that.
That used to be popular.
And that used to work?
Yeah. Girls would be like, "Aw, really?"
Yeah.
So this does inform and drive everything that you do once you're in the military, once you're a Marine. So how do you apply it to what you're doing now?
So talking about uniforms and dressing in a certain manner, that was what I noticed in the Marine Corps, is that when I wore my uniform, which was tailored, which was custom built to me, the Marine Corps, we have that. We have an X called the Marine Shop in Quantico, Virginia. And that right there opened
That's for the guys that don't really want to fight but can sew.
No, they have,
we have a place for you. Come on over here.
It's civilian owned, but yeah, you basically dress, and I saw that power in the military. So I'm like, why? When I went to business school at Texas, I've just noticed that most of the people do not dress well, and I got into custom clothing. It was just something that I'd ordered some custom clothing for me. Not that I have a body type that needs it. I think if you're 6'6", a thinner guy, you're going to need a custom suit. But if you're 5'9" like me, about average height, average build, you can get away with off the rack clothing. But if you travel over to Hong Kong, if you've been over to Thailand, you've probably seen what you can get made for you on pennies on the dollar. And so once you get that taste of, hey, I can get any fabric. I can have it. So that was, and this is back in 2000, 2000. So when I started seeing this. So when I went to business school, I had a custom suit made for me, and I loved it, made me feel more confident. And in the back of my mind, I knew I probably wanted to start a business like that. And that was the first business I started in 2007, was an online custom clothier.
Oh, wow.
That didn't work out. I realized I probably needed to own the factory. There were too much logistics going on. It was a tough business to try.
What were you selling online?
Custom suits. So you would enter your measurements, and we would build a suit to you. But what I discovered is that not only are there like 1,000 things that could go wrong that sometimes do, but also, your definition of good fit. You were talking about, your jeans here. A friend of mine would, you got thinner, closer fit jeans. I like closer fit denim. But a lot of guys like really loose stuff. So you could I had twin brothers I made clothing for, and they were about the same weight.
Did they dress the same?
No.
Oh,
one of them liked the clothing a lot closer fitted to his body. The other one did not.
Oh, yeah.
And so they couldn't even and when you realize that there's all these factors of personal preference and taste that go into clothing, there are businesses now that are doing this that are very successful. But we started this in 2007, and I didn't have the, drive to stick with it, because what I saw was the opportunity was in the content. And that was in about 2008, 2009. I started blogging when blogging was big. That led to me getting on with a website called The Art of Manliness, and we wrote together for years. And then 2012, I started on YouTube, and this is when YouTube was still relatively new. Started putting up our first videos talking about and all that work I had done building and designing clothing, in particular suits and shirts. I was able to take that knowledge and then translate it into video at an early phase when, most people couldn't afford video editors. My wife was my video editor, so it was pretty rudimentary stuff that we were doing, but it got the job done.
Yeah.
And I think that we approached it with enough detail, and there wasn't a lot of competition at the time. So that was, I think, where we kind of, cut our teeth, and we were able to build up the channel, I think 2019, 2020, that was probably the height of, I think, views, growth. And since then, I've now delved into community and a few other places. But we still have the channel, does well. Got a few million subs and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's great, man.
Yeah.
How many suits do you have?
Suits, probably only about 4 to 5 nowadays.
The average guy probably has 1 or 2. Maybe, right?
Maybe.
And what's the most popular color? What
navy?
Navy. Everyone should have a navy suit.
Navy is the go-to for most guys. Charcoal gray would be second. It really depends. If you're an older guy, I would go navy. I think it's a more youth. But if you're a really young guy, go with charcoal gray. Charcoal will add a little bit of age. Black, unfortunately, is also a very popular one, and I say that unfortunately because I think it should be reserved for black tie. That color.
It used to be. It seemed like people didn't wear black suits. Just
but
randomly.
Black suits have become a lot more popular.
Yeah.
I'm happy if a guy just cares about, and again, this is where I try not to be a fashion guy. I try to be a guy that's focused in on, I look at a lot of these men as they're uncut diamonds. They've got experience. They've got a great education.
That's Dwayne's favorite movie, Uncut Gems.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Got that right.
And so with that is being able to find that diamond in the rough and to be able to help it shine. And the way you help, an uncut gem shine is you help to cut it. And cutting sometimes takes a bit of pressure. You've got to have the right tools for it. And I think the right tool for a lot of men is because they spend all this time in the gym. They spend all this time at work trying to get the experience, sacrificing so much. Well, why shoot yourself in the foot and dress in a manner that people judge you as not being as intelligent as you are or not the leader that you are? So that's where I really just like it to, and it, and fashion can be really confusing. It can really turn a lot of guys off because they ask, really, does it matter? But I think if you have a classic style and you understand it, you can spend a little bit of money, you can spend a little bit of time, do it once, and then you're good.
Do you do personal stuff as well? Work with an individual and try and build
I try to do it more by scale. We always have people that reach out to us, and I find that it's better because of just my limitations. I've got 5 kids, a wife I like to spend time with, all these other business ideas that we're always...
How old are your kids?
My son's 21, and my youngest just turned 4. So 1 boy, 4 girls. And,
oh, man.
Yeah.
Good for you, man. Yeah, you got your hands full.
Yep. And we've got our nephews that came over from Ukraine. So I've got those 2 boys. They help to bring a little bit of testosterone in the house. And so that was good.
You have family from Ukraine?
Yes, family from Ukraine. They've been living with us since the war started.
Man.
They were in that area that when Russia came down, they were kind of, I don't know, it's one of those points now in history, but Bucha, there's some pretty bad stuff that happened. About a couple hundred people that were killed. And
they're from that town?
No, they were one of the villages near it.
Really?
So their village got missed. Then the Russians got pushed back. As soon as that happened, they got taken. My nephew's father and my sister-in-law, their husband drove them to the border. Men weren't allowed to leave. They said goodbye. They haven't seen their dad for 4 years.
Oh, my goodness.
And so, they've been here living, and we live in Wisconsin, and the village that we brought them to, small town, Wittenberg, where we lived for a while, opened, was very, accommodating, and we had room in our house.
That's interesting. How do they dress?
They have their traditional garb. They use color a lot more, I think, than the average American. I think we are.
I'm black and gray and navy. That's really it.
I think it depends on which Americans.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Black folks.
They bring in a lot of color.
Yeah.
I was talking recently about just summer apparel. That's where I struggle. like the shorts and the shoes matching up. Like,
Because you don't wear shorts.
I do. No, I wear shorts, but I just don't have I never know what shoes to wear, and I always just punt it. Like every winter, I'm wearing the same winter coat. I'm like, I need a new winter coat, and then I'm like, hey, I got through another winter.
Get a simple pair of suede loafers.
Which kind?
A simple pair of suede loafers, maybe similar to what I've got right here, but this you can dress up, you can dress it down. Go with no-show socks. You pair a pair of chino shorts.
So you would wear those with shorts?
Yeah, chino
Really?
shorts. I could wear these with performance shorts. And
So much of what I do is informed by my upbringing on the South Side, and so everything I put on, I think of, okay, how can this be made fun of? Who's gonna talk trash about this?
Yeah.
So I don't know if I could get to the loafers with shorts.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you just got to
sandals.
get over that.
I might have
because,
issues.
Pat, I hate to say it, man, but nobody's looking at you. Like,
Right?
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. No one cares.
Yeah. At your own
No
funeral.
one cares until you put it on.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do you got on?
There was a guy I was just listening to. He's talking about like at your own funeral. Like they're going to talk about you for a couple minutes and then it's on to other things. What are they doing the rest of the day? And I mean,
Where's the
true.
luncheon?
Exactly.
Right.
You know.
Did you see what the corpse had on?
Yeah. No one's going to care. So you might as well just wear whatever you want. But seriously, with your build, you could go with a simple T-shirt, chino shorts, and even like white sneakers. What you have here will work great. I would go for the no-show socks, not the high.
I wore all white gym shoes. I have a pair.
Yeah.
And I wore them last year. And I wore them all over the country, right?
Yeah.
I wore them in my neighborhood. A buddy came up to me and he goes, I don't want to step on your fucking shoes. So fucking white. I'm going to scuff those up. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
Come to my neighborhood. You should open a shop there. You can help all of us.
So it
But
sounds
it does ring true about it. When you put something on, when you dress up, you feel better, your head's up, you're ready to take stuff on. It does matter.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like from the military experience I'm sure you had, you probably make your bed every day. All right, we're going to end on a high note.
Yeah,
a
yeah,
higher
we can-
note.
and we can
Just
talk
leave
about
us
whatever.
with some fashion advice, some must-haves. I know we talked about everyone's got to have a nice pair of shoes. You got to have.
Well, I like it that one thing I love about social media or just online in general is that there are so many places you can go and just find a look that you're impressed by. I think so many men just simply, save that, snap it right there onto their phone, save it, and then rebuild that outfit because nobody is going to say, you stole that look, from that particular person. They're going to be like, no, Idris Elba, yeah, he made it look good, but on you, people are just going to be, damn, you look good. So dress in a manner that, you can show the world that we started with this uncut diamond.
Yeah.
And when you shine up that diamond, when it's cut in a particular way, all of a sudden the world can see its brilliance. And, it also covers up for a lot of other stuff too. So
People that are dressed up stand out more than ever now. When you look good and you look like you actually, because it is a casual world.
Yeah.
And it is a roll out of bed world.
And it
I
seems
do
like
it all the time.
We work from home more often. So if you're only in the office 1 day, 2 days out of the week, you have no excuse. I mean, just dress well. For me, I'm pretty conservative. It's a very simple look, but even that stands out in today's casual age.
Yes, it does stand out. Your YouTube channel also stands out. And I want to mention it again, Real Men, Real Style.
Yep.
All right, man. I want everyone to check this out. You got some great content on there. And Antonio, it's great to meet you. You just seem like a tremendous dude, a good man, great American. You've given a lot to us being a Marine. I love talking with you and just
Pat, thank you very much.
Getting to meet you, bud.
Dwayne, thank you.
Anything else you want to plug while you're in town here from Wausau?
No.
You got any plans? And what are you going to do in Chicago while you're here?
I'm hanging out with some of the guys at TJ Hanley, which I know they make this show, available to us. And I have used TJ Hanley for quite a long time. That's why, people look at me and I'm saying I'm 50. They're like, man, you look like you're 49. I'm like, TJ Hanley. But
you look fantastic.
That was a good one.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys, there you have it. Antonio Centeno and Dwayne Kennedy. Good being with you guys. Dwayne, do you have anything coming up?
I'm at the Laugh Factory this Saturday and Sunday.
Celebrate America with Dwayne Kennedy.
Yeah. I'll be throwing M80s at the audience.
Celebrate the 4th of July with a Kennedy. Dwayne Kennedy. Love you, man. Happy birthday
you too.
again.
Thanks,
All right,
man.
guys. Have a great week.
The Pat McGann Show is brought to you by the Pat McGann Show team. Producer Paula Thornton. Showrunner Tom Bambera. Audio engineer Tommy Grant. Video production Eddie Perez. Video and audio editor Madeline Curlis. Organic content manager George Moster. Recorded at TJ Hanley Studios in Chicago, Illinois.